Well, Kate Hardcastle is a consumer expert at Insight with Passion and business expert known as the Customer Whisperer. Kate, why on earth do we love a German supermarket and why do we love that middle aisle style?
Hi there. Yeah, it's really interesting, isn't it? Because a few years ago, right at the outset of these brands, Aldi and Lidl, coming into the UK marketplace, there was a high snobbery value about the idea of shopping for bargains and value.
Mm.
And I even heard in research, shoppers would talk about hiding the supermarket bags in other bags to make sure their neighbours knew they didn't shop there. Whereas now it's so loudly and proudly celebrated. Both of these brands have items of clothing that you can buy with their brands emblazoned upon them to wear. So it really shows the huge change that we've seen us go through as shoppers. And I think that's because social media's been a huge part of it. We want to be informed. We've had recessions through this time. We've had big changes to our cost of living. And so we want to find the best value for our families. The psychology then of them having some fun in the store when it's very routine and we're normally thinking about trying to save a few pence here and there, and having this kind of entertainment aisle, as I call it, of joy and fun. And quite often you genuinely see shoppers turn a corner and the goods seem so random and conflicting, which is another part of the magic actually. You see a genuine smile or a little giggle appear. So it's a brilliant part of fun in what is otherwise about trying to get the best value for money for your family and shopping differently.
Yeah, and why shouldn't we have a bit of fun in life? Why shouldn't you buy a paddleboard whilst you're buying your eggs and your bread? There's nothing wrong with that.
Would you like me to tell you why you shouldn't be buying a paddleboard when you've got your eggs and bread? When you maybe nowhere near the sea and haven't paddleboarded? I could sound like your mum here, but it happens, doesn't it? My favourite was seeing equestrian items in the aisle. I looked out in the car park. I saw no horses lined up that day, just cars. So it was like, okay, right. And people genuinely picking it up. And you're thinking, I kind of know the numbers. I know not this many people own a horse. So they are picking it up and thinking, who do I know? And a lot of this is driven as well, which wasn't mentioned in that interview with the CEO there, the urgency of it. There is this created anticipation of it's not going to be here the next time I'm in store. And that's part of it as well. We see that as a very sophisticated piece when we're buying things like concert tickets. We call it a countdown, and it puts pressure on us to make a decision in the there and then.
Oh, that's interesting. And is that why they change it all the time then?
Absolutely. They buy limited stocks. They buy very big amounts. I've met some of the buying teams. This is smart shopping. I appreciate that having, a clothes steamer and a paddling pool side by side do not see bedfellows. But if you think about how we shop anyway, if we go into a bigger supermarket and there's a clothing section, an electrical section, you can discipline yourself really well and say, I'm not going there. I'm not buying that this week. I don't have the cash. If you don't have any other choice but to go down the middle aisle, and then you're seeing things that are quite contrasting, your eye's naturally drawn to it because it's unusual and it doesn't sit well. And that, again, is then these buyers getting the things that they know are going to be in demand. You might not want all of them as a shopper, but their shoppers overall are looking for all of the items that sit in this aisle.
Oh, yeah. I'll buy myself a mini sewing machine whilst I'm buying my tin of tomatoes. God, I love it. It's brilliant. Fantastic. And they have created a fan club. It's a bit culty, isn't it? Like it's a badge of honour, really. Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
It's like sign up. What did you get? Facebook groups are glory of this is what we got. We managed to get this one. Haven't we done well? It is a real phenomena, and it's a pleasure to talk about it because it does bring a lot of happiness to a lot of shoppers.
Thank you so much for chatting to us. Appreciate that, Kate. Kate Hardcastle, a consumer expert at Insight with Passion.